There you go. I just want to say, oh, Steve Grillo's here. Is this Mr. Grillo?
Yo, what up?
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Former Howard Stern intern Steve Grillo. How you doing? Good afternoon, Steve.
I just wanted to come on and say thank you very much for all the kind words and the videos that you put up there. It's much appreciated, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I just wanted.
Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yes, I am, sir.
Sorry, I'm having issues. This damn
Welcome to my
tablets.
nightmare.
Yeah, Casey had issues too. Casey had issues too today with his computer.
Who's that?
Casey Armstrong.
Is he broadcasting?
Yeah, he just got he was doing a show with Judy the lawyer and and Kaylee and and Lucy.
That's fucking weird. I'm gonna have to call that motherfucker out. I was on the fucking phone with him the other day, texting him, and he said he was not doing any more podcasts anymore.
You, listen, here's the thing. By the way, I actually had. Here's the thing. Today you had a big guest on your show today.
Yes, I did, and I've always had big guests on my show.
You, did I tell you that I got a? Did people tell you that Stuttering John attacked me for no reason?
I'm not too shocked about that, but what did you do to make him attack you?
Not. Here's the thing. I did not. He gave me a $50 super chat, and then he decided to say he didn't like what I was doing, like some of the people I had on my show. But I think someone came in as a fake him and tried to attack me, and then I someone.
Yeah, there's
By the
no
way,
there's no holds barred with John, so yeah,
yeah.
nothing. I'm not surprised about anything anymore. So
Sorry. Who's Fudgesicle?
what's that?
Doomspayer says Grillo. Why haven't you apologized to Fudgesicle?
Because I don't apologize when I don't have to.
Who's Fudgesicle?
I don't know. It's ongoing. It's just this is
Yeah.
like if you were in kindergarten, it would be an upgrade to what's going on with this shit.
Yeah. And also, I've been dealing with this shit for almost 3 years.
Why?
Don't know
I know
why.
I have a reason. You probably don't. Well, I don't even know your story, buddy. I just know that you're just very nice, and you always
And
repost my shit. And I just really wanted to come on and say thank
yeah,
you for your support. It just shit like
yeah,
that with me goes a long way. It doesn't go
yeah.
unappreciated. So
Thank you. And I'm big a big fan of Stern. I've had Shuli on my show. I've had Bob Levy on my show.
all good
Casey's been,
people, all very good people.
and also I've had your former landlord on my show too.
Which okay, yeah.
Doug,
You know what
Doug.
though? You know what, buddy? I think my philosophy is like I'm just not going to give that landlord. Well, hey, he wasn't my landlord. He was just more fucking someone who was just you know thinking that he was doing the right thing, but he really wasn't. But we'll skip to that. And I just don't want to give that person any more ammunition to talk about
Uh,
me because let him starve.
Um, I want to ask this: did Tim Sabian have something to do with you coming to the Dabbleverse?
Listen, man, I should you make it sound like there was an invitation or an application. I keep saying this on my show. I didn't sign up. I just
I'm
started
just
doing
reading the
my show.
chat.
Like I've been doing my show way before the Dabbleverse. I knew I had to get some traction, and I did a couple of shows to start promoting that I'll be broadcasting and stuff. I knew
Yeah,
that I was going to be getting into, say, a precarious situation with the Dabbleverse, and I'm willing to
yeah.
understand and accept what I've gotten myself into. I'm not backing away from it at all
I'm just
whatsoever.
reading the chat. I just reading some chat that someone's asking. The question was, what is Grillo's reason for entering the Dabbleverse? It is and it's because of Tim Sabian. I was just
Yeah,
reading.
yeah. It's because Tim. All right, I'm gonna give you a big revelation here, so you can be a big shot in Devils. I'm gonna reveal to you that I just got off the phone with Tim Sabian. He just sent me my last paycheck. He's been funding everything that I've been doing down here. He's been paying me to start my show up, basically to sabotage Stuttering John. And I might as well give you the big revelation. Yeah, so Tim's been
Yeah.
behind this whole thing this whole time.
Hey,
He's been
I'm
pulling the
sorry.
strings, and now that John's leaving, it's he's he's just happy and elated that I was here
Oh,
to be a part of it. And
hey, on replays here.
if you, I'm sorry, I don't mean to disappoint you, but that is not exactly what's happening out
I,
here.
I, I know, Steve. I know the truth. I know that you are broadcast. You're a better broadcaster than John.
I listen. I'm not. This isn't a competition to me, bro. I don't know who's better or not. All I know is that I have conversations with people on my show, and that's that.
Yeah, like what?
You want to come on and have a conversation and talk and bullshit. Somehow or another, just when I do that with people, I just get them to be either bring out the best in them or just have a
Yeah,
conversation that people enjoy listening to because that's what I'm doing. I'm having conversations with people. I'm not in, I try to think it outside the box of an interview, man. That's why I like bringing friends on because it's just so natural to
yeah,
have a conversation. If you want to listen to the conversations, quote unquote interviews that I do,
yeah,
then go right ahead. But that's why I have like someone like Vinny Pastore, who's fucking a huge been part of like the entertainment business for over 30 years. He's still my friend. Like
yeah,
we've been friends for so long. So when he comes on, it's not like an interview. We just have a conversation like we do when we talk any other time. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to
yeah,
backstab or dox or fucking do all this other stupid shit. I'm just here to back. I came into the Dabbleverse. No, I came into YouTube and the Dabbleverse was here. And I
yeah.
use I don't want to say use because I appreciate what the Dabbleverse has done for me because it's given me a new audience. It's given me at least another 1,000 people that follow me on my YouTube channel. My channel was monetized before, but I let it go dormant. It's opened that door to monetize my channel again. I don't bash the Dabbleverse. I don't bash the people in the Dabbleverse. I welcome anybody that's positive and wants to come and watch me do what I do. But I respect Rob Saul and I respect Shuley and I love what they're doing going against John because it's just the not karma, another person. But it's a karma that's coming back to the universe, and I support. Well, I know I'm on the right side of what's going on.
What do you think about Supertip? What do you think about Supertip?
What do I think about super tips? I think EV mugs and super tips don't get along, and I haven't been able to figure out to make things work the right way. So I'm just when it comes to technology, I get frustrated and angry, and I want to throw and break
Hey,
things.
like me because you don't hear the dams and fucks I say every time this tablet doesn't want to work right because I use an
Yeah, no,
iPad. Yeah, so it's just you know. Um, so by the way, you were on The Sopranos, or
yeah, I know. After I left the Stern Show, I worked on The Sopranos. That's why everybody's like, "Oh, you left the Stern Show and you did nothing." I worked on the best TV show in the world for 3 years until 9/11 happened, and then I had to get a real job. And then by the time they started production again, I was too deep into the real job that I had, and I couldn't go back.
yeah, I want to ask this. And the thing is, by the way, I've actually have had Tony Reale on my show.
Who is that?
Tony Reale from Around the Horn on ESPN. Tony Reale.
Yeah, I don't follow sports, buddy. I'm sorry. Could you
Sorry.
give me a second? I want to get my headphones on because I'm deaf.
What's up, guys? By the way, I was gonna. I did promote. This is. Here's the thing. I want to say to anybody that is want to support. Uh,
Hello?
hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just let me hold on a second. Let me connect my Bluetooth to these
All
headphones.
right. Okay.
Hey, you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I've had this problem with StreamYard before. It doesn't connect to Wi-Fi headphones. So if I say what a lot, I apologize. But Jake,
Yeah,
I worked in nightclubs for almost 25 years, and I
yeah,
have severe hearing loss
yeah,
because of the loud music that I refused to wear
yeah,
earphones. I mean earplugs in, and I didn't. And so I have a lot of trouble hearing. So if I turn my head a little bit to the speaker, or if I say what, I
yeah,
apologize.
yeah. I've had people. I've had people on my show before that had hearing issues, so I understand.
Yeah, but
I
StreamYard, like if I'm connected to my headphones on my phone, but StreamYard won't acknowledge my headphones. I've had this problem
yeah,
before with StreamYard. So, but it's no big
yeah,
deal. I can hear you anyway. So, but again,
yeah.
I just had a busy day. I did my show this morning. I had a lot of things that I
Is
had to
that
do for
yeah,
work. Then I went to go support my friend. She's
yeah,
in the national pool female championships at the Westgate. But I just got home, but I just wanted to make sure that you offered me to
yeah?
come on, and
Thank
I
you,
wanted to say thank you very much for your support. It doesn't go unrecognized, buddy.
thank you so much. And you know what the thing is? It's like I just want to support people. I support you. And I want to also say, it's always awesome to do what we do. You know what? This reason why I started streaming is I wanted to interview. I want to talk to awesome people, not interview. Talk to these guys and get their
Exactly. Have a
story.
conversation, Jake. Don't have an interview.
Have a conversation because you know, Here's the thing. I started. I know what I'm doing. I just don't want to disrespect anybody or And Kevin Brendan says don't read the free chat.
Yeah.
Kevin Brennan says
No,
Kevin
I
Brennan
know
says don't.
they say awful things. Don't let it get to you, buddy. I still have a problem. I have to. I'm still learning how to deal with
Yeah,
these awful people that say these horrible things, that do these awful things. I was just listening, I guess, to Rob Salt. Like, I don't listen to this shit. Like, I come home, I sit on my balcony, I smoke a joint, I have a cocktail, and this
yeah,
like everybody sends me all this stuff that is negative shit that everybody's saying about me. But um, I uh, I I I
yeah,
I'm learning to deal with it, but I was just listening to the fact that John, he based his a lot of his I guess his morals on how what an honest person he is, and I'm really just seeing for the first time after all this time that he's really not. I guess when you say how honest you are, you're just probably just the worst because you're covering it up for all the lies you're
yeah,
telling. So he just
yeah,
went on in the air and told everybody that Jerry, that I knew I'm the one who doxed Jerry's number. I'm going to tell you something right now, right here on your show, and I've said it on mine too. But like I'm completely against doxing. He said that because Jerry, that he told Jerry to come over and do me a favor. Meanwhile, I took Jerry when I first met Jerry. Went out to fucking dinner, and my buddy took care of the fucking bill. So it wasn't like like he told John told and ordered him to do me a favor, like it's a
yeah,
fucking minion or something. I met Jerry, but like John introduced us, but we met and hung out before, so we had an understanding of who at that point I did not know Jerry's role in this whole entire universe at all
yeah,
whatsoever. John just insisted on like, how come you didn't call? Like when I first came out here, he gave me his number. How come you didn't call him? How come you didn't call him? How come I didn't call him? And I was like, why is John being so insistent on me calling this guy? And now it kind of makes sense because if Jerry was in, if he had Jerry watching me, he would have all the information on
yeah,
me that he needed. So, but when I did meet Jerry, he was a very nice guy, and I really had no idea
yeah,
what role he played in the Dabbleverse or in John's show because I don't watch his show. So I didn't know that he was that extensive and doing all those things that people are accusing him of. So I thought it was like an innocent thing where it was cool. So when he did come over to drop off some, White Claw and help me with my computer, he did have to go through security. He did have to show his driver's license. But I can tell you right now, that was way before I knew Jerry even had a problem with the Dabbleverse. It's way before John's even talking about it, which is a blatant fucking lie.
yeah,
Okay, it was 3 weeks before I even got my show off, before I even had super tips. Okay, so when John goes on the
yeah,
air and says the next day, I doxed him. That is 100% fucking false because it was 3 weeks before I even started my show. Secondly, the security guard that you have to go through to get into my little
Yeah,
gated community, they
yeah,
only keep that information for less than 24 hours. So if I did want to get Jerry's information and I went down to the guardhouse, it doesn't exist. And they never took his phone number and they never took his address. They just took a picture. They just used his license to give him a pass to come through here. So I still
yeah,
never did that. And for John to blatantly lie about that really goes against all his honesty proclamations that I've heard for the past 30 years.
yeah, and also this I'm remembering the whole. He says he's honest, but he wasn't honest to Howard about going to meet with
No,
Grillo.
you know that song? I don't know who it is, but you know the song is "I can see clearly now, the
The
rain is
rain
gone."
is gone. Yeah,
Well, unfortunately, it took me way too long to have those glasses on.
yeah. You know, and I want to ask this. You know, and I just want to say that I've watched old Howard, and I have always wanted to meet you, but but now I got to meet you, Mr. Grillo, and I hope that we become friends. I hope that we can.
Listen, man, you keep like doing those nice things for me on X when everybody's trashing me, and you always promote my show and
Yeah,
say nice things. You'll always be in my corner, pal.
thank you. And I also share. I also when this gets done, I'm gonna put your channel in the description of this video so people can go and subscribe to Grillo Shock XL.
It's yeah, Grillo's Aftershock XL on YouTube, and I'm Grillo Vader on Instagram. Steve Gorilla. I didn't know this was all going to blow up, so my names are all over the place. Steve Gorilla
Yeah,
on X, and I guess you could use my name on TikTok and Facebook to find me. But I'm always open to
yeah,
positivity and anybody that wants to come on and be cool. And don't forget about my book, Gorilla Parts, available on Amazon and Audible.
yeah. By
Like
the way,
I'm actually Jake. I'm gonna have to. I just on my last statement because my phone was dying and I forgot my gimbal back at the studio. So I was actually
yeah,
using my book to prop up the other side of my phone,
yeah.
so so I could be
Oh, but
charged
hey,
and talk to you at
so
the same time.
hey, sorry to interrupt, but your the website that's on your X, you might want to check that because I was trying to grab it and it said it was invalid. The website
Oh
was
yeah, that
invalid.
was with all the merch. I got to take that down. I had like this is why I'm also having a hard time with I'm doing everything myself. Everything that I've been doing since the beginning, I had somebody on another side producing and getting all the technical shit together. All I had to do is come on and have a conversation. Remember that, Jake? Have a conversation with my guest,
Yeah,
and they were doing all the other technical shit like running my YouTube
yeah,
channel and everything else. So that's why I'm kind of having a problem getting super chats right now because their name's still attached to my YouTube channel, and we're having a problem taking their name off and putting my name on. So I was monetized before super chats. I was when I was on the other network that I was broadcasting off of. I was getting 375,000 views each episode, and it was before that the world got inundated with everybody having a podcast. You know.
yeah. Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody and their brother are got podcasts, and they think that they're because but now it's like it's hard to get noticed when
Yeah.
is
Well, that's why I backed away, Jake. I really did. When I came out to Vegas, I didn't have plans to start my show, and then the way things go, life changes, and you adapt and you survive. And I was given the task of starting my show again, and that's another story that's none of anybody's business. But whatever it is,
uh,
I'm here. I started my show. I monetized my show, and I'm back doing what I was doing. Just unfortunately, the last time I did it, there was only a couple of people that had podcasts, and now everybody and their mother's got a podcast from their bathroom. You know.
yeah, and now it's like everybody's doing something. Even people that even I also have a question because what do you think about Howard renewing his contract with Sirius?
I think he should just go. I think after this loss, I'm probably gonna post it in a little while. Someone just sent me, I guess a lawyer, really delved into that new lawsuit that's out there. And
Yeah,
it's not this woman, basically, that I guess because Howard's got the money and the media influence, the headlines are really deceiving. And this lawyer, I'll post it up on X and everything. This lawyer really went into town and did some research on the whole entire lawsuit. and it's not about this girl getting money from them. It's about the service that Howard did to her and the lies about. I think somebody fucked up and she didn't sign an NDA, a
Yeah.
non-disclosure agreement, and then they lied again, and they lied three times, and they tried to coerce her and pressure her into signing an NDA because they realized that she didn't. So she's going to court not for money. She's going to court to discredit all these accusations about her because she has
Yeah.
information about Howard that's probably more lucrative than a lawsuit. Because once the judge discredits all those NDAs that they claim that she signed and she didn't, she has freedom to say who Howard hangs out with, who Beth hangs out with, what they eat for fucking breakfast, how disorganized that cat organization is. That there's a lot of damning things that this woman knows, and she's not suing for money. She's suing for the discredit of their accusations of the illegal NDAs they said she signed.
Yeah.
So once she gets those credits, she can say anything she wants, and she wants to tell the truth.
You actually, that is that you're actually knowledgeable about stuff like this, Mr.
Well,
Grillo.
literally, like on my way back when I just pulled up a little while ago. That's why I don't really, I just never gonna wind it up real quick. But I definitely, like I
Yeah.
said, I wanted to come on and say thank you. But
Thank
I
you.
just listened to that old thing before I got out of the car, so it's fresh on my brain. Jake, if you asked me a half an hour from now, I wouldn't be able to tell you what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. Uh, by the way, you said Vegas. You're in Vegas.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
I that they had a couple weeks ago. They had Hackmania over
I
there.
I did stop by the Hackmania because I wanted to give Joe Cupcake a book because he's also been helping me with my super tips and trying to get things up, and I thought that was very nice of him. And I also
Yeah.
wanted to stop by and give a book to Anthony Cumia because he's like the moment I asked him if I can, I was like the second guest on his ABC show when he first started,
Yeah.
and I did that. Anthony Cumia has been nothing but great to me. Since the day I met him, and I just wanted to show some respect. Regardless if he forgot my book at the bar or not, I don't care. My whole point was the fact that I went
Yeah.
out of my way down there to hand him a book and say thank you and look him in the eyes and shake his hand. I don't give
Hey.
a fuck if he doesn't read my book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The bar that they did. Remember the 702 bar they were supposed to do Hackmania at 702
No,
bar.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that, buddy. All I know is that it
Oh.
wasn't that far. I had
Yeah.
some free time. I went down there. I had two purposes to come down there was to give
Yeah.
Cupcake and Anthony a book, and then I went home. And then I later that night I was invited because Black Flag was playing at my friend's club on Fremont Street, and
Yeah.
I figured I might as well go stop by there. That's where I got, I invited Quadfather to come down and watch Black Flag
Yeah.
with me. That's how I became friends with him. And
Quad Father's
super,
actually awesome. I love Quad.
yeah,
Quad
no, but
Father.
but it was so I went down there and then it was just me and Anthony for about an hour and a half while I was watching him. I don't really gamble. I don't like to gamble. I'd rather use my money for tangible things. But
Yeah.
Anthony, if I had Anthony's money, I'd gamble. You know what I'm saying? If you got enough
Yeah.
money to gamble and not give a fuck when you lose, so I sat with him at the craps table at the blackjack table for about an hour and a half, having a
Yeah.
bunch of cocktails with him, and he's just I genuinely consider Anthony a friend, and he's like a big deal, and I just mad respect the man.
I just want to ask, what do you think about Opie?
I listen. I did Opie's show when I was promoting my book as well, and Opie had nothing but respect for me. I'd always bump into Opie here and there, but again, I don't know him like Anthony. But Opie was very good to me on his show, and I
Yeah.
just when someone's good to me and we do a good interview together. When I got done, he actually texted me afterwards. He goes, "Steve, I'm so glad I had you on. You were great. Thank you." If I can get that, then that means all the world to me. That means you're an okay person. So
Oh, Grillo, remember that link I sent you, that Google Drive link?
I'm
Did
not
you,
sure. I get a lot of shit from a
that
lot of people. You got to be more specific.
yesterday when I sent you a link saying Google Drive, I didn't have your email, so I sent you that Google. I put the song on a Google Drive and sent it to you through a Google Drive. You know the song I made you?
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you. That was cute. My mom, my family like that.
Yeah, I just did it because I wanted to do it. I just wanted to say that I really appreciate, I really, I come. This is so. This year will be my 10th year on YouTube as a YouTuber, not as a streamer. That I and
Congratulations.
let me tell you a little this. In 2020,
Oh,
the reason I
okay,
started,
Jake. After this, we got to. I want to go chill out, but go ahead.
yeah, I just
I
want to say,
appreciate your tenacity, but you know what? After this, if you don't mind, can we wrap it up?
all right, we'll wrap it up. Just want to tell you a little because a lot of people don't know this, but the reason I started streaming was to get my mind off the death of my father in 2020.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
it was alcoholism,
Well,
but
welcome
it's
to my world.
something.
I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
I've been sober for 6 years, so
Congratulations. That's awesome. Good for you, buddy.
yeah. I've tried to be so. I
Are
even
you from
went.
Canada, bro? Eh?
No, no, I'm from Mississippi, but sometimes I have a stutter. I have a stutter problem. I have autism,
So do
so
I.
it's
Don't worry about it. So do I. But no, you have a. I have a stutter. And I
yeah,
understand. You
yeah.
get in certain situations, you can't get something out. And there's nothing worse than when people go, oh, spit it out. I want to smack them right in the face. And I open my
That's what
mouth.
I
I say,
mean by
don't
that.
ever fucking disrespect me when I can't get a word out. Because you've been there
Yeah,
too. I don't fucking like that at all, buddy. So I
sorry.
got your
I'm
back.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I thought I
No, you didn't do
disrespected
that. I'm
you.
talking about when other people do it to you, and when other people do it to me when I stutter, and they have
Yeah,
something stupid to say, like I call them out on that bullshit right out, right away.
yeah.
Yo, don't disrespect me. I can't get a word out. Yeah, you fuck you.
All right. Sorry. I thought you. Here's the thing. This is the problem. Is like I come in the world. I'm a Southern boy with a bunch of excuse my language, but Yankees. I'm a Southern
What was
boy.
that? I'm sorry.
Sorry. I always because of my Southern accent. A lot of people don't understand my Southern accent.
Oh no, no, well, that's southern right there, just the way you said accent.
Sorry.
No, why, dude? Keep it. That's part of your personality. Own that shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I just and also by the way, check out name of the book is Gorilla Parts,
Yes, sir.
and I heard was who people were in the chat saying that ChatGPT wrote it.
Yeah, no. They're my stories. Nobody.
Yeah,
I wrote it with a great author, Jason Huza, who has the ability to sit there and listen to me tell all my stories and find my voice on paper. And then we both worked on. Once he got it on paper, we worked on it together to make sure that all the stories were correct. But I wrote the book with a fucking brilliant man by the name of Jason Huza,
yeah,
and we developed a really awesome writing style, back and forth, and he took my ability to tell a story and put it into a book.
yeah. By the way, Friday I might be having Bob Levy. You have anything you want me to say to Bob Levy for you?
Tell Bob Libby I said what's up, mad respect to you, brother.
I Bob Levy's a good guy. I love him.
Yeah, well, Friday
He's
I have Tony Bennett's daughter coming on, so
oh. So
I don't mean to.
is that a exclusive on my show? You're gonna have that's the big news. Who you're having? Is
No,
that a good news?
Tony Bennett's daughter, and Tony is a very dear, close friend of mine, and
Yeah.
she's coming on to promote her show in New York.
Uh. By the way, guys. If Steve Grillo is a good guy, I know I know a lot of people are accusing me of not reading the chat and stuff, but this is the problem. When I talk to my guests, I want to talk to my guests. I don't want to talk to the chat because the chat, these people are. I don't want to read half the shit that they're putting in the chat right now
I
because
know,
it
I
upsets
know.
you.
It's really distracting. On top of the fact that then I can't get my super tips going. I just want to be able to have a conversation with people and make it interesting for everybody that's
Yeah.
listening. So,
By the way, so let me ask you this. By the way, nice Bass Pro. I love Bass Pro hat. Your hat. Bass
oh
Pro
yeah,
Shop
Bass
hat.
Pro Shop. That's where I go. I go to the archery range there. I like to shoot my bow.
What kind of bow you shoot?
Well, the one I have out here is Old Country. But my main bow, which is in New York, I'm going to bring back is a Hoyt.
That's a good. That's a good bow. It's a compound.
Yeah, well, my,
But
my
but but
friend my friend shoots on the professional circuit, and he gave me his favorite bow because he got sponsored by I forget the other one of the other companies, so he can't be seen shooting a Hoyt anymore. So he gave me his fucking like the Ferrari of all his bow collection. So he didn't want it sitting on the shelf.
yeah.
So
I
I'm bringing that bad boy out when I come. I'm going to New York next month. I'm bringing that bad boy back with me. So
yeah. Oh, let me add one more question. I know you gotta go to bed
but
soon.
one more question, Jake. That's it.
One more question.
You're lucky you got me this long, homie. Let's go.
Yeah. How many? So do you? One thing is, I just want to say thank you, and also, what do you think about how like? What do you think about Carl from Who Are These Podcasts?
Who?
Carl Heberger. Who are these podcasts?
No, dude, you gotta understand something. When I come home or when I got a free moment to
Yeah,
myself, I'm not listening or watching. I don't watch my own fucking show. When I left Howard Stern, I never listened to Howard Stern again. I was never in a car. I didn't listen to the radio. I didn't care anymore.
yeah,
So no disrespect to anybody else's show on here. It's I know how hard it is to get out there and make content and
yeah,
get views and make a poignant fucking show every single day. But when I say I don't watch anything or don't keep up with it, it means it because I just don't. I got other things I want to do, and it's not sit at home and listen to other people trash other people. I get a little tied up with this thing with John and everybody right now because unfortunately my name's in the mix. But if my name wasn't in the mix, I would not be listening, buddy.
yeah. Any plugs? Do you have any plugs?
Yeah, I did my show with Vinny Pastore and Danny Miner. Look up Danny Miner, everybody, on YouTube and TikTok. He's got like a 500,000 followers on TikTok and like he had 9 million views on Instagram last month. He lives out here in Vegas, and we became friends. Danny Miner is a powerhouse when it comes to sort of I guess he's just taking over the internet right now. I can't scroll
Yeah,
without seeing Danny. Danny came on with me to interview Vinny Pastore today. You can watch it on Grillo's Aftershock XL. Of course, my
yeah,
book Grillo Parts is on Audible and Amazon, and Grillo Vader on Instagram and
yeah.
Steve Gorilla on X.
And by the way, and also you had Howard, not Howard, but you had Howie Mandel on your show the other day.
Who was that?
You had Howie and William Shatner on your
Oh yeah,
show.
well you know what? This is the last thing, Jake, motherfucker. I'll give you credit. You know how to fucking keep somebody on the goddamn radio. This is it, and I'm ending it after this. Yesterday, Howie Mandel was supposed to come on. There was a long shot that William Shatner was, but the whole joke was supposed to be we were going to interview William Shatner, then Howie Mandel on the AI, a hologram, and then either they were both going to come on or just Howie. And Howie was supposed to come on. He called my buddy Dave Nussbaum while he was on the air. Dave didn't answer the phone. Howie thought he wasn't doing it, and Howie went home. So I will have Howie Mandel on my phone. I apologize. But I
Yeah,
wasn't. I was trying to trick everybody, but there was a hook at the end. I was never to deceive everybody like that. But I did. There was a problem. Dave Nuzzy didn't fucking pick up his phone, and Howie thought it wasn't going down, so he went home. So
yeah,
Dave knows that, and he said he's going to make it up to me. Howie Mandel will be on my show, hopefully maybe some point next week, and I will make
yeah,
that up to everybody else. But Shatner was a long shot. I didn't think that was going to happen, but I thought he said Howie was like right there. He's going to jump on. So if you watch me do the show, I keep thinking every time Dave moves that he's like bringing Howie on, and it didn't happen. So my
yeah,
apologies to everybody. I will make it up. And on
yeah.
that note, Jake
Thank you,
Hudson,
Steve.
I'm
Thank you
gonna
for
go,
joining. All
motherfucker.
right, all right. Love you, brother. Thanks for coming. I hope
Thank you for having me, pal, and thank you
thank
for all
you.
the kind things you do. I appreciate you.
All right, love you, brother.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
You know how to get out of this thing? You're out of there. That was Steve Grillo from the Howard Stern Show.